people have a way to shame to say them come from St. Thomas. Because you see, what is St. Thomas famous for in Jamaica? Obia. But you see, the problem with Obia, you know, is that Obia have a way to backfire. If you involve yourself in Obia, it have a way to backfire. So I'm going to do a little piece about a lady who, well, her husband was giving her, you know, that thing you get at Easter time with cheese. Well, we're in polite company, so I'm not going to use those words, okay? Right, but you know, her husband was giving her that thing you get at Easter time with cheese. She decided that she wanted to walk it out, so she got to one of her friends. Sometimes your girlfriends give you the worst advice, you know, ladies. Anyway, she got to one of her friends to try to walk it out. Her friend told her, so she must go to this Obia woman, this lady, this mother. Now, the problem is that, you know, in Jamaica, some people have dogs, some have puss, some have cow, some have hog in their yard. Well, this lady had a hog in her yard named Crowd. What me say the hog name? What the hog name? Crowd. Me say if move from back of me, what have use my bodyguard? Every time me turn this hog, the pee clock back of me in the yard. Fast and go chat my business. Tell my friends that me unhappy. So my friend tell me about one little lady at St. Thomas, because she know what can help me. She said, the lady make her son pass him exam and bring back her husband quick. So me tell my boss, me I take the day because my granny a country sick. Well, I put on one disguise there, you see, and I set out before day to go find this little lady in the bush. 10 times me last me week. Me fall down, dog bite me, back juke me, and when I have a lasting piece of sun, me catch me afraid, me find the yard, me draw a chair, and me sit down. Here, she said, I cure whooping cough and fever. I cure laziness and turn down. Put this Isle of Love me in a this 2 piece for the man and give you bun. Well, me spin round about a dozen times to stop Duppy from follow me home. And the potter's 2 piece just don't cook when Babs Raymond him come. Hear me. Lorraine, me hungry where you have to eat. Hear me. Go in a pot and look. My heart start gallop when me hear him say, eh, stew peas, make you cook. Me tired of stew peas, me go give the hog. Well, he pan the pot and he step out. And by the time he spin round me this here front, and I have that a lick him out. Well, make I tell you, man, the hog catch this 2 piece into the ear, even though it did well hot. And if you never run quick or grab it up, he would have yama the pot. Well, Raymond, he makes no bullfrog, slam the door and say he gone a street. And from that day, I don't know whether this hog is like in the pan heat. Every minute he may come rub against me leg, and I long out in tongue. And if we call Raymond, darling, me this here grunt, and I have that in run come. Well, one evening me come in, find the hog, spread off in a me bed. Well, I grabbed the cutlass because I was going to just lift off his head. Well, me go back at the lady, Finnickly Isla left. Have it in the kitchen in a 1 cup. Babs Raymond come in and claim, say the rice too dry, him come in and him pan it up. So see then now, my husband gone left me like Sammy mouth. Come in and pack him bag, and every take me take beep clock, and me that and they had.
Good evening, everyone. Mine is the task to introduce our MC. She's more than that, but we'll just say MC for the time being. She's an author, cultural educator, motivational speaker, public speaking coach, storyteller, actress. She's the consummate communicator and a quintessential Jamaican woman. A graduate of St. Andrew High School for Girls. Anyone here from St. Andrew? No? And the University of the West Indies. She has made her mark and stamped her brand in Jamaica and internationally as a champion of the retention of many aspects of Jamaican culture. She's the Language and Cross-Culture Coordinator with the US Peace Corps in Jamaica. She pulls together a broad skill set to deliver highly informative and entertaining presentations. She's an actress, a singer, a writer, a public speaker, a linguist, and a cultural researcher with unmatched communication skills. She effortlessly crosses barriers, communicating easily with any audience in any setting, and is great with children. All her sessions are interactive, and people who thought they never would find themselves on stage singing, acting, and sharing aspects of Jamaican culture. Such is her magic. Her work is extremely valid for diaspora-based Jamaicans trying to hold on to aspects of Jamaican culture and passing it on to their children and non-Jamaican friends, family members, and co-workers. Her performances, lectures, 3 books and 7 CDs are also very helpful for anyone who wants to better understand how to deal with Jamaicans. On stage, she has the kind of magic which holds audiences spellbound as she weaves stories and poems about Jamaican traditions and Jamaicans, shares Jamaican proverbs and Anansi stories, and mesmerizes you with information and facts about Jamaican culture. An avid scholar and personal friend of the late Dr. the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley, Miss Lou, RMC conceptualized and produced her final major recording, the CD, La de Rhythm Suite. Except for her work in Jamaican proverbs, all of her material is original. For her work, she has received several awards, including the Caribbean Hall of Fame Award for Excellence in the Performing Arts, the Jamaica Music Industry Jammy Award for Poetry, the City College of Birmingham Language Ambassador Award, and the Sir Sridath Ramphal Award for Cultural Excellence. Her CDs, Kinteet Kiba Bun, Jamaican Proverbs, Pretty and Proud, Wild About Jamaica, Anansi and Auntie Joan, Jamaica Rhythm and Rhyme, Inna Me Heart, Hamper of Jamaican Proverbs, and her books, Kinteet Kiba Bun, Make Me Tell You, and Inna Me Heart. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome our MC for this evening, Joan Andrea Hutchinson.
Thank you very much, Durban. Oh, no, hearty? No, man, I'm not convinced. Maybe I need to speak in English. How unu do? Unu hearty? Is that better? Everybody feeling good? I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first involvement with the Jaja Foundation, and when I was called a couple months ago and asked to be here, I didn't know anything about the foundation. I thought there was a natural synergy because my name is Joan Andrea Hutchinson. My initials therefore are Ja. So I thought, okay, Ja and Jaja. But when I took the time to do some research on the organization, it was a no-brainer. I absolutely had to be here. I am so proud of the work of the Jaja Foundation. Can you just all give them a round of applause, please? I remember when President Obama was sworn in, I remember listening to a speech made by Mrs. Obama, and she said, when you pass through the door, it is critically important that you turn back, stretch that hand, and pull someone else through that door with you. And this is exactly what the Jaja Foundation is doing. You know, some people left Jamaica, and they, as we say in Jamaica, they fling stone back at them. You know that concept. Who here fling stone back at them since they leave Jamaica? Anybody? Wonderful. Did I hear somebody say yes? I hope not. Right. But you know, fling stone back at you or behind you when you leave Jamaica, you turn back and you help. And this is what the foundation is doing. And the foundation has been participating in the upliftment of Jamaica since 2007. The foundation was conceptualized as there was a growing need to have Jamaicans here, Jamaicans abroad, support Jamaicans at home. Some of our partners over the years in Jamaica include the Kingston Public Hospital, the Southeastern Regional Health Authority, the Western Regional Health Authority, the Ministry of Health in Jamaica, the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Some of you, if you left Jamaica long ago, you would know it as the Bustamante Hospital for Children. It is just named Children's. Who remember it as Children's Hospital? Who? All right, so it was changed to Bustamante Hospital for Children. And also they have been supportive of Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. Just want to mention a few of our sponsors: Caribbean Food Delights, Island Spice Restaurant, Union of Jamaica's Alumni Association, Cool Runnings Barbershop, Metropolitan OBGYN. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by doing a quick giveaway. Anyone who can finish this Jamaican proverb. We're going to start with no one cocoa full basket and then little cheesy proverbs that everybody should know, right? The first person who makes his way or her way up here to complete these two Jamaican proverbs. Dog a sweat, that's number one. And play with puppy. Those are the first two persons who do not stay at your seat and Allah out the answer. I would like you to make your way up here quickly. Come. So there are two proverbs. One is play with puppy. Can you finish that?
Mouth, lick your mouth.
Play with puppy, puppy, lick your mouth. Dog a sweat.
And don't have any skin to cover it.
A dog a sweat and don't have any skin to cover it. No, if we're talking Jamaica, we are talking Jamaica. Dog a sweat.
Don't have any sweat to cover it.
Okay.
It was sweat.
No, it's not sweat. The proverb is dog a sweat, but long hair covering. And the concept, of course, is, sometimes people have all kind of things going on in their lives. But the trappings, the long hair, it could be the job, it could be the wife, the husband, it could be anything. So dog a sweat, but long hair covering. Okay, but I'm going to give you the prize. What's your name? Turn around, man. You have to turn around to the video.
Monica McKay.
Okay, so you have to pose while you're taking the picture. So, in Jamaica, you see, since Jaja Foundation is doing so much for the medical field, when you have whooping cough in Jamaica, who can come and tell me what you use to cure whooping cough? Traditionally, the first person who comes up here and tells me what you do to cure whooping cough will get a gift basket from Grace. You're real. Alright, turn around. She might be wrong, So let's come in front of the lectern here. Alright. So she look like she look like you'll kick off your shoes. You have on shoes? You still have the shoes. So first of all, did you ever get whooping cough?
Never.
No. Like I asked you, did you ever get You see, when you come to America now and I'm going like a nice, who did get whooping cough? Did you get whooping cough?
No, but grandma don't know what to use.
So, what did Jamaicans use traditionally for whooping cough?
And I will tell you, this is the reason why I never get whooping cough, because I wasn't gonna drink that rat soup.
Okay, so she got it. It was rat soup. What did you... Eh? Canefield rat. You look like a Canefield ratties. You look like, yes man. Of course, there are lots of wonderful Jamaican traditional remedies and things. So, Jaja Foundation is doing a lot of work in the hospitals. But in Jamaica, for example, like if you get measles, you know about tambourine bush? Who know about tambourine bush and measles? Yes, man. When your mother bathed you in a tambourine bush, no antihistamine can work like tambourine bush. You understand? Who remembers a thing named gentian violet? Every Jamaican, when you eat the mango and the mango burn up your mouth side, and your mother put on the gentian violet, all your teeth them purple. You understand? But that was gentian violet. But our Jamaican mothers, they had, listen, you had a boil, they would put salt on that boil, and by process of osmosis, that boil gone down by tomorrow morning, right? There was another thing called pepper elder, which they would also use on boils. Who know pepper elder? Absolutely. So we always found interesting ways of ensuring that we were healthy and our children, our families were healthy. What is your favorite Jamaican porridge? Me will declare my own first. Good old cornmeal pop. That is my own. Who else? What other porridge you like?
Banana porridge.
Banana porridge. What else? Plantain porridge. What else? Hominy. Good old hominy. Right? What else? What? Peanut porridge. Oh yes. And of course sometimes they mix up everything. Mix up everything and you get a really, really nice porridge. Again, when I reflect on the work that the Jaja Foundation is doing in respect of health, let's talk a little bit about some of the old time traditional things, because let me tell you something. You see, Jamaican bush medicine, our our Jamaican mothers and aunties were taking care of us using bush medicine. Somebody come along and say, oh, you know, you're too backward. Why are you using all these bush things? And then they come and they take our traditional medicines, package it into little tablets, and sell it back to we and we right. You understand? When we had the traditional things that were working with all along. Now, if there was a time when people used to run up and down outside barefooted, if you run up and down outside barefoot, you know, I didn't say barefooted, but barefoot, and rusty nail juke you, not stick now, but juke you into your foot bottom, or a piece of rusty zinc cut you into your foot bottom, who can tell me what the remedy was for that? The first person to come up here and tell me the remedy, you're going to give you a copy of a book called King Teeth Give a Heartburn. First of all, make us see your foot bottom if you didn't get rusty nail joke. Okay, make us see your foot bottom, but the rusty nail still in your foot after all these years. Okay, so when you get a rusty nail joke, you know what we call it, 10-penny nail, the big one? When the 10-penny nail joke you into your foot bottom, or a piece of rusty zinc cut you, what is it that Jamaican parents used to use to, you know, we never had a tetanus shot. So what was it that they did?
I may be wrong, but I remember green banana and kerosene. That's what I remember.
Let me see if he has. Okay, it was not just called kerosene. It was green banana and lamp oil. It wasn't specifically just kerosene oil, but the kerosene oil that had already been burned in the lamp. So just you scrape out the inside of the green banana and then you use the lamp oil. So that was it. And of course now, but the thing is, busy was an antidote for poison, not the rusty nail. Eh? We used to use busy for everything. Most things. So we're gonna give her a prize. Who here did get mumps at any point? Show me all the mumpinellas in the house. All the mumpinellas, raise your right hand. Raise your right hand if you were a Jamaican mumpinella. Okay. So when you get the mumps, what your mother and father used to do? They used to take the piece of nappy, the baby bird's eye nappy, and tie it round your face, tie it up on top of your head, right? You look like one bunny rabbit with the two ends of the nappy out there, so. And you know how much people still have blacky on their face because they used to say in order to make it draw down, you put hot ashes. So they put some hot ashes and then tie it up with the nappy. And I see some people with some blacky face and walk up and down around the place. I know it's because of the hot ashes. You see, I say Jamaica is the most creative place on the face of the earth because you see, where else but in a country of creative people can you walk into a restaurant and see a sign that says chicken sandwich with chicken, $20? Where else? Where else but in a country of creative people can you walk into another restaurant and you see a sign that says lemonade $5 with lemon 7 with sugar 10? Hold on, do you remember a time when you were going on plane you used to dress up? What's the time we used to dress to post back foot to go up on plane in Jamaica? And then they had a place named the Waving Gallery. Who remember the Waving Gallery? Oh yes, you go to the Waving Gallery and you wave to your friend them. Oh yes. When friend going to foreign, you take all the day off from work, you know. Try it now if you're bad, not try it. So my friend who work with Asia Jamaica tell me, you know, that a lady came onto the plane, and you know, there was a time when you were going to America, you had to have an accent. Even before you got on the plane, you know. Some Jamaicans developed the accent from reading foreign newspaper. Some Jamaicans got their accent from having foreign pen pal. They got the accent long time. And that is why some of Voodoo, when they don't catch up here, we don't have a problem with immigration because the accent is so thick. Immigration said, no, one must have been stowing away in the country before. Anyway, my friend who worked with Air Jamaica said, a lady come on the plane, you know, with her accent and things. So she says to the flight attendant, excuse me, do you have any freshly squeezed orange juice? But I said to people, hold on, it's not her fault. The problem is the inconsistency of the English language. Because if you can have freeze, froze, frozen, why you cannot have squeeze, squozen? So the lady asked for freshly squeezed orange juice. You understand? Another little man come on the plane now and she say, sir, would you like something to drink, sir? He said, yes, but he kind of half deaf. Sir, would you like something to drink? Yes, please. Sir, what would you like to drink? Drinks? Someone said, well, you ask question, you get answer, right? So she said, sir, we have 2 types of orange juice. Would you like a Buckingham? But remember, you have it. Sir, would you like a Buckingham, please? She smiled. Sir, would you like a Buckingham? Please, mom? She's smiling. Okay, sir, would you like a Trout Hall? Trout Hall? Oh no, you don't Trout Hall at my drinks in the cup. I will Trout Hall of it myself. You